Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK, and this morning show, we look at new releases every morning, Monday through Friday. On Wednesdays, we look at sci-fi fantasy, and if there's time, we look at some cozy mysteries. At least start because there's so many each week. It is Wednesday, September 20th, and we are ready for the day. I hope you have your cup of coffee. I have my cup of coffee. Let's jump in. Because the time goes by fast. Okay, so this is from bookriot.com. And again, this site is not comprehensive, but it's just a starting place. First one listed here is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. This is a fantasy mystery thriller young adult. Effie Sayer has always believed in fairy tales. Haunted by visions of the fairy king since childhood, she's had no choice. Her tattered copy of Angarad, Emrys Murthen's epic about a mortal girl who falls in love with the fairy king, then destroys him, is the only thing keeping her afloat. So when Murthen family announces a contest to redesign the late author's estate, Effie feels certain it's her destiny. But musty, decrepit Hiraeth Manor is an impossible task, and its residents are far from welcoming, including Preston Hillary, a stodgy young literature scholar determined to expose Murthen as a fraud. As the two rivals piece together clues about Murthen's legacy, dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspire against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. So like they're kind of putting in some Merlin stuff there. Next one is Adia Kelbara and the Circle of Shamans by E.C. Hendricks. This is fantasy, also middle grade. About a 12-year-old apprenticing in the kitchens at the prestigious Academy of Shamans who must ally with a snarky goddess and a knife-wielding warrior to save her kingdom. Perfect for fans of Amari and the Night Brothers and School for Good and Evil. Life is tough for 12-year-old orphan Adia. Her aunt and uncle believe she's an Ogbanji, a demon-possessed child. I know I said that wrong. I apologize. That brings misfortune wherever they go, and Adia can't disagree, especially when she suddenly manifests mysterious powers that she can't control, causing an earthquake in her village. So when Adia is offered a kitchen apprenticeship at the faraway Academy of Shamans, she flees with nothing but a pouch of change, her cat Bubbles, and the hope that someone there can figure out what's wrong with her and fix it. But just as she's settling in, Adia stumbles upon a shocking secret. Unlike her, the kingdom's emperor really is possessed by a demon more wicked than any other, and he's on his way to the academy for a visit. Joining forces with a snarky goddess, a 500-year-old warrior girl, and an annoying soldier in training, Adia must travel through hidden realms to exorcise the emperor and save her kingdom. But to succeed, she must first must come to understand the powers inside her. The fate of the world hangs in the balance. Morning, Amal. Hi, Mary. Good morning, everyone. Hump day. Happy Wednesday. Still haven't had your coffee? Hi, Amal. I've had half a cup of coffee, but its specs haven't engaged yet. Indeed. Hi, Regina. Welcome. We are looking at sci-fi fantasy and probably some cozies as well. Let's get rid of this banner because it's in my way. All right. Dreams and Destiny by Sandia Menon. I think we did already look at this one. This was we looked at this under romance, fantasy, romance, young adult, or romantasy as they call it. This one's been on my radar. Starter Villain by John Scalzi, a big name in sci-fi. Inheriting your uncle's supervillain business is more complicated than you might think, particularly when you discover who's running the place. Charlie's life is going nowhere fast. A divorced substitute teacher living with his cat in a house his siblings want to sell. All he wants is to open a pub downtown, if only the bank will approve his loan. Then his long-lost Uncle Jake dies and leaves his supervillain business, complete with Island Volcano Lair, to Charlie. What a great uncle. But becoming a supervillain isn't all giant laser death rays and lava pits. I'm sure there's paperwork too. Jake had enemies, and now they're coming after Charlie. His uncle might have been a stand-up, old-fashioned kind of villain, but these are the real thing. Rich, soulless predators backed by multinational corporations and venture capital. It's up to Charlie to win the war his uncle started against a league of supervillains. But with unionized dolphins, hyper-intelligent talking spy cats, and a terrifying hench person as at his side, doing bad is starting to look pretty good. In a dog eat dog world, be a cat. Because everybody knows cats. The Widely Unknown Myth of Apple and Dorothy by Corey Ann Haydu, a fantasy and an adult, following the modern-day descendants of ancient Greek gods, and how two young girls struggling against the weight of the family history end up becoming their own epic myth with large consequences. If you could choose to be a god forever, would you do it? Every winter solstice, today's earthly descendants of Greek gods, nymphs, and muses must visit Mount Olympus to preserve their near godly status, until Dorothy's mother refuses to go, sealing her fate and dying a human death shortly after. In retaliation, the gods release an ultimatum: return to the heavens as gods or live as humans on earth. Everyone must now make a choice. Dorothy is already at the bottom of the godly chain as the descendant of the infamous Pandora. Without her mother, the rest of Dorothy's world becomes quieter, stiller, and her grief threatens to consume her. Apple, on the other hand, is the beloved descendant of Zeus and Hera. She is the most popular girl in school, knows she must maintain a perfect facade or risk ruining the family name. The two girls couldn't be more different, but their mothers were best friends, and now they finally grow closer too. Yet, as the solstice nears, Apple's fear of losing Dorothy causes her to make a choice for herself and Dorothy that changes everything, and the consequences are great. Will the Apple and Dorothy be able to fix their friendship? Will they even choose the same path, Olympus or Earth? Perhaps that's a good way to introduce Greek myths. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning. Just got coffee and the dog on the couch to sit and check out the books. Excellent. Welcome. Bookmen arriving, so I may not be around much longer. Door may go in today. Oh, be done. Be glad when that's all done. I hate when that just interrupts your day. The world wasn't ready for you. These are short stories, which I don't really get into, but this is edited by Justin C. Key. And it's horror. It says sci-fi, but in the description it's talking about horror. Not. Which Way to Anywhere by Cressida Cowell, fantasy, middle grade. This is the author of How to Train Your Dragon and Wizards of Once. K2 Hero, unfortunate, is a seemingly ordinary boy. After all, he and his twin sister, Isabird, have been sworn to keep their family's magical history a secret. Not even their infuriating step-siblings, Theo and Mabel, know that magic exists. They believe K2 to be the most hopeless person they have ever known. But K2 has a secret gift. He draws maps of worlds that are beyond the wildest imaginations. Worlds with 600 moons, burning rivers, and dark, twisty jungles, alive with plants that hunt by the smell of fear. But what K2 doesn't know is that the maps he draws are real. When their baby sister Anapek is kidnapped, the warring step-siblings will have to use K2's gift to find a crossing point into one of those worlds and embark on a daring rescue mission. That sounds very middle grade. So those are the fantasy and sci-fi that they are indicating are being released this week. However, other websites say, no, there are more. But wait, there's more. And more coffee is required. Hang on a second. took the cover off of Kia's bed because I want to wash it. I think I hear my mom. Yeah. We'll start with fantasy. And it says this is for this week for sure. Whoa, sorry, I'm probably getting dizzy. The Wolf and the Watchtower by Sue Wilder. First in the Sentinel Falls trilogy, and it's Kindle Unlimited. Before my mother died, she warned me about these things. Werewolves would always hunt me. Sentinel Falls held a trap I wouldn't see, and I should not, no matter how romantic or inevitable I thought the idea was, believe in fate, because Grayson Devante believed in fate. And if he has his way, I'll probably end up dead. With unforgettable characters and a slow burn romance, The Wolf in the Watchtower enters a world where werewolves follow their own rules, and Noah Bishop's bargain with the deadly alpha of Sentinel Falls, Grayson Devante, comes with a price. Not for me. I don't find vampires or werewolves sexy, but that's why there's so many books out there, because there's books for everybody. Chosen series, it looks like. Chosen by Freya series. Mantle of God by Michael Anderle. Let's double check. See, that came out in August. This website is not telling us the truth. This one is. Okay. The Burning Witch by Delamha. First in a coming-of-age fantasy. A young woman navigates a web of politics, assassination attempts, and romance in the first book in a new series. Katerina Ashawan was not made for the courtly life. Sure, her father is the famous house witch of Daxaria, so she was raised among majestic castles, proper manners, and royal expectations. The cat is also a mutated witch whose power aligns predominantly with fire. She's more comfortable riding horses or learning to fight than she is making polite conversation and wearing fancy dresses, which is why her upcoming assignment, serving her best friend Alina, the soon-to-be crowned Troyvakian queen, is anything but ideal. Even worse, Kat is forced to make the long journey from Dexaria to Troyvac with Alina's extremely irksome brother. Irksome is code for attractive. So is annoying. The crown prince of Daxaria. Kat and the formerly missing prince are constantly at each other's throats until, that is, they begin to form an unexpected kinship, with perhaps something more flickering beneath the surface. Now Kat must contend with the strictures of Troyvakian court, mysterious assassination attempts, and her unsettling new feelings for Eric, all as her fiery powers are becoming harder and harder to control. Doesn't sound too bad. Do you ever have the problem of there's a character name and you know people by that name? So then it becomes really difficult to read a book with those characters' names. This is 0 pages. And it came out September 5th. This one, I think, came out this week and wasn't listed because I am familiar with that author's name. Yes. This is Red Rabbit by Alex Grecian. He has written a historical mystery series. A ragtag posse must hunt down a witch through a wild west beset by demons and ghosts, where death is always just around the bend. And they're calling it supernatural horror. We'll just read a couple paragraphs. Sadie Grace is wanted for witchcraft, dead or alive, and every hired gun in Kansas is out to collect the bounty on her head, including bona fide witch hunter Old Tom and his mysterious mute ward, Rabbit. On the road to Bergen County, they're joined by two vagabond cowboys with a strong sense of adventure, but no sense of purpose, and a recently widowed schoolteacher with nothing left to lose. As their posse grows, so too does the danger. That I think I read because it's an interesting twist. It's got like that the Western element to it, which you don't really see a whole lot. Let's jump ship here and go to the cozies. Let's start looking at cozies. This is Cold Cutting Murder by Emma Ainsley, sixth in series. It's also Kindle Unlimited. Beauty may be skin deep, but murder is downright ugly. Catering manager and amateur sleuth Carolina Hart has her work cut out for her when she's hired to cater a beauty pageant. Accustomed to providing buffet-style meals, she's going to have to get creative when the requested menu consists of charcuterie-type fare that includes fresh selections of finger foods. Her stress level is also kicked up a notch when she discovers that a rival caterer happens to be one of the pageant judges. Determined to rise above it all, Carolina, I'm going to say Carolina, vows to do her best work. Unfortunately, her enthusiasm turns ice cold when a murder victim is discovered. The pageant will bring in a hefty revenue for Sycamore Ridge, so the show must go on, and some of Carolina's family members step in to help, which seems like a good idea until contestants start turning on the charm with the judges, hoping to score points before the main event. In the midst of the glitz and glam, Carolina's focus is stone cold as she tries to solve the case, all while serving up delightful food. Can she pick at the clues and break the ice to find the killer in time? Okay. Donors, Deception, and Death by Sally Bayless. Kindle Unlimited, novella size, 180 pages. It's not hard to find a family member who wanted to kill the gold digging third wife. The trick is finding one who didn't. Libby Ballard, director of the History Museum in the small town of Dogwood Springs, Missouri, can't believe her good luck. Cordell Calhoun, the king of spicy fried chicken, is celebrating his 70th birthday by returning to his hometown to donate to several organizations, including the museum. But tensions run high when Cordell insists on inviting his entire family, including his two ex-wives, their offspring, and his young third wife, Brittany, to the donor reception at the museum. The family dynamic is a ticking time bomb, and it's only a matter of minutes before someone explodes. Libby's caught in the middle of the family drama, but determined to make the event a success. Determined, that is, until Brittany drops dead at the reception. With the police veering off in the wrong direction and each faction of the family pointing fingers at the other, Libby realizes she needs to step in to solve the mystery, bring the culprit to justice, and clear the museum's name. But in a situation rife with secrets and deceit, she'll need to tread carefully, or she may become the next victim in a deadly family feud. I am just bebopping all over the place. Double Trouble in Mystic Hills by Chris Cannon. And it says it's temporarily out of stock and it's only in paperback. Well, if you can't get it, we will not look at it. Cold Case in Kingfisher Falls. Small Town Bookshop Murder Mystery, third in series by Philippa Nefri Clark. It's an interesting cover. It's Kindle Unlimited. Hidden in a trunk was a new wedding dress, unworn baby clothes, and a teddy bear. Charlotte's first winter in Kingfisher Falls should be filled with crackling fireplaces, hearty soups, and brisk walks to the waterfalls. Instead, she discovers what looks like an old grave in the bushland behind her apartment. Could this be the resting place of a young woman who ran away from home years ago? When a new clairvoyant sets up shop in town, Rosie is excited to have a reading. Charlotte is uneasy about the motives of the stranger who seems to know an awful lot about Charlotte's past. And why is she determined to spend time with Rosie? A trunk hidden in the back of Charlotte's garage by past residents might hold clues to finding the runaway. But will Charlotte's investigation against her police officer boyfriend's wishes solve the sad mystery or put her directly in the sights of the killer? Important note, this book was originally published with the title Deadly Secrets. After the rights reverted to the author, there's been a new edit, new title, and new cover. All right. Okay. Be Charmed by Lucy May, fourth in series. It's summer in Maine, and it's also novella sized. It's summer in Maine, and Juliet Good is busy minding her own business and falling in love with Donovan Wick. Sunshine, coastal breezes, and more are making for a lovely summer. Charm Cove is accustomed to the swarm of tourists that descend upon town every year, except this summer there's an unexpected swarm of bees. Bees, bees, bees are showing up all over the place and staying put. Some find the bees fascinating, while others understandably prefer to steer clear. Supernatural residents are wary as the town has a history of unexplained natural wonders, which makes it challenging to keep their secret powers under wraps. Juliet is drawn into the bee situation when one hitches a ride with her in the car and refuses to leave. With an assistant from other wicked and good witches and warlocks, Juliet rushes to solve the mystery of bees, hoping to charm them elsewhere. And if you are a Doctor Who fan, then you know the bees are aliens. All right. That is it for this morning. We ran out of time. Tomorrow we will look at more cozy mysteries and what other like straight fiction catches our attention and so forth. But we always strive to be new releases this week. I don't have reading sprints tonight. Normally it is a night for Sarah uh, at the Bookish Knitter, but she is not doing them tonight as far as I have heard. So you got the night off. You're on your own. Good luck. But I will be doing reading sprints tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Otherwise, back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, or if you're watching it on replay, anytime you like. I appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate everything that you do there. It lets YouTube know that people are interested in this kind of content. It helps me out. Um, Remember, you don't get good person points if you're reading something you don't like, so it's okay to set it down. I give you permission. You don't have to finish it. There are no assignments attached unless you're a student. But in the meantime, as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a very good day. See you tomorrow, hopefully, and God bless.